How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing good. Mr. Boulder back tonight with a collection update video. Been a few weeks since the last collection update. CDs and records today. The usual mix of genres and styles, as per usual. And as per usual, we're going to have a quick sip of coffee before getting straight into it and not wasting any time. Right, first up tonight, we're heading over to Australia for AC/DC sound-alikes. You probably know what I'm talking about already. Airborne, and this is their debut album, Running Wild, which I think came out in 2007. Should look before I start the bloody video. Doesn't matter. I think it was 2007. Absolutely superb. I liked these guys as soon as I heard them. The fact that they sound exactly like AC/DC would, of course, put a lot of people off. Not me. I love AC/DC, so if a band sounds like AC/DC, I'm going to enjoy them. And Airborne are absolutely superb. This is a 10 out of 10 album. It's absolutely perfect. Excellent debut album from these guys. Brilliant songs on this. Title track's superb. Too Much, Too Young, Too Fast. That was the first song I heard. Diamond in the Rough's great. What's Eating You? Cheap Wine and Cheaper Women. Heartbreaker, Hellfire. There are no bad songs on this album. This debut is absolutely superb. Can't believe it's taken me so long to actually get around to picking it up. Scored it cheaply off of eBay. Only cost about £3 or £4. Absolutely brilliant. Excellent hard rock debut from these guys. Superb stuff. Really, really love that album. Just when I first picked it up, it was in the car for about a week. Just span it constantly. It's absolutely superb. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Airborne. And while I was at it, I grabbed some more Airborne. This is the follow-up. No Guts, No Glory. Yeah, has to be said, nowhere near as good as the debut. Still some good stuff here, definitely, but it's quite weak compared to the album that come before it. But an album that I still enjoy. Good stuff on this, like No Way But the Hard Way, Blonde, Bad and Beautiful. Bottom of the Well's a good track. Chewing the Fat, Get Busy Living, Armed and Dangerous, Overdrive. Yeah, not as good as the debut. The debut is better, but this is still a decent album. But I was kind of expecting to be blown away by this. So I was hoping it was going to be as good as the first one, but not quite as good, but still a decent listen. So that's another Airborne album. And I got another one. And this is Black Dog Barking. I wasn't even familiar with this one, actually. This is, again, a very good album. These guys are not original in the slightest, and I don't care. I just enjoy the music, and it's great stuff. Ready to Rock, first track's great. No One Fits Me Better Than You. Firepower, Live It Up. Woman Like That, Hungry. Cradle to the Grave, title track. Just excellent, simple, easy to listen to hard rock. All three of these albums. Catchy choruses. Simplistic but great riffing. Simplistic rhythm section, much like AC/DC. Just does the job, you know. It doesn't need to be technical all the time when it comes to music. And these guys absolutely knock it out of the park for playing old school hard rock. Superb stuff from Airborne. I think I've got all their albums now. I do have some others on vinyl, which I haven't showed yet. But I've had them for a long time. Excellent stuff from these guys. Excellent hard rock from Airborne. Great stuff all the way from over in Australia. Up next, and I haven't listened to all these yet. This is King's X, an original album series. Now, these guys I've seen talked about loads over the years and talked about very positively about a band that you can't really sort of pigeonhole into one sort of style. And it is true from what I've heard, actually. I've only listened to the first two albums from this box set. I haven't got around to listen to the others yet. But excellent musicians. A very underrated band, I think. Great vocals. Really, really good stuff. Definitely living up to the hype. Some stuff doesn't always live up to the hype, but these guys have. But I've listened to Out of the Silent Planet and Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, the first two. In the New Age, Power of Love. What Is This on Out of the Silent Planet? I really enjoyed. Next album, Over My Head, Summerland, Send a Message, I'll Never Be the Same, Mission. Yeah, good stuff. I need to listen to this more, obviously. A band with a big reputation, and it's lived up to their reputation, and I'm really looking forward to checking out some more of these guys in more detail soon. Up next is a Killing Joke, a band I've recently reconnected with. I'm going to go and see on Wednesday night, actually. I'm off to London to see Billy Idol. And Killing Joke got the recently announced support band, and Toya is also playing. This does what it says on the tin, obviously. Singles collection 1979 to 2012. Excellent stuff on this. War Dance, brilliant track. Follow the Leaders, Chop Chop, 80s. They were suing Nirvana about that at the time when Kurt Cobain killed himself, because the riff, intro riff, that is very similar to the intro riff from Come As You Are. Love Like Blood, great tune, absolutely love that, excellent stuff. Sanity, America, Exorcism, Millennium, Pandemonium, Democracy, Seeing Red, etc., etc. Great stuff. And otherwise, bands you can't really sort of pigeonhole into a certain style. They've definitely got their own style. Sort of post-punk, quite sort of industrial in places as well. Excellent guitar playing, Jazz Coleman, superb frontman, very unique. Definitely got his own style. Excellent stuff from these guys. A nice little sort of compilation of all their singles, and really, really good stuff. Very interesting, very forward-thinking, avant-garde. Don't sound like anybody else. Just a great band. Up next is a band that's local to me. This is Must Kill. Saw these guys at Bloodstock, as you remember if you watched my Bloodstock video. Or when I saw them, of course, these guys won the local Metal to the Masses. Excellent thrash metal. Gotta be honest, these guys I played against these guys in a Battle of the Bands a few years ago with my old band, and it has to be said, they absolutely blew us off the stage. They were absolutely fantastic. Razor sharp riffing, great drums, superb vocals. Just a great band. Hopefully these guys will go on to bigger things. They definitely deserve it. If you're into thrash, these guys are definitely worth looking at. Superb stuff. 4 tracks here. Ghost Malevolent, One Face Fits All, Septicity, Your Last Breath. Excellent thrash that was local to me. If you're into your thrash and you're not familiar with these guys, then do yourself a favour and check them out. They're really, really good. And they're not paying me to show this. I'm doing it off my own back. Up next, a great band that I've been loving for about 15 years now. This is Municipal Waste and their new album. I can't remember the title. Electrified Brain. Does what it says on the tin. You know what you're going to get from these guys. Thrash, sort of crossover. Definitely a punk influence to them. Every song's really, really fast. Great vocals from Tony Forrester. I love his vocal style. He's really good. Ryan Waste's riffing is superb. Excellent stuff from these guys. Title track's great. The Bite, Grave Dive. What else have we got here? Crank the Hill. Crank the Hill? I think it is. I might have got that wrong. Pulling on Errors. Great album. These guys pretty much deliver the same thing every time, and that's absolutely fine with me. Even though I found their Slime and Punishment album a little bit disappointing, this is definitely better than that. Vinyl's out now, I think. This is only available on CD when I picked it up, so hopefully it'll be picked up at some point soon. But excellent crossover thrash and Municipal Waste, a band that hardly ever lets you down. I bought this off of Metal Mickey ages ago and I forgot about it. This is Dragonlord. This is the side project of Eric Peterson from Testament. This is much more black metal than you would imagine from someone like Eric Peterson. Although there's definitely some thrash in here, it has to be said. You've got Steve DiGiorgio on the bass here as well. Not going to lie, this didn't blow me away like I thought it was going to. This is an okay listen, but I really had high hopes. I was hoping this was going to really knock me out. But it's just okay. Not as good as I was hoped it was going to be, but still decent stuff. So yeah, like I say, black metal, definitely with some thrashing, riffing in there at the same time. Born to Darkness I really like. Wolf Hunt's a great track. Rapture, last track's great. 8 tracks, it's okay. Definitely isn't a pile of shit, but didn't blow me away like I thought it would. But still a pretty decent listen from the fantastically talented Eric Peterson. What a phenomenal guitar player that guy is. The last CD today, heading over to Wales here, and a band I've been meaning to get stuff from for years. None of them for years, but never picked anything up. I finally got off my arse and picked this up. And this is from Wales, like I just said, some death metal, and this is Desecration and the Cemetery Sickness. I am absolutely loving this album. I'm definitely going to be picking up the rest of these bands, these guys' discography. Finally spat that out. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely superb death metal. Brilliant riffs. The drums are absolutely pounding. Some excellent blast beats in there. Great guttural vocals. Tracks on this like Coffin Smasher's fantastic. Icadaba's really good. Grave Secrets is really good. And there's a song on here as well called A Cunt Full of Maggots. Now, what stands out in my mind about that song is when I saw these guys at Bloodstock years ago, there was a couple of ladies standing next to me. They must have been in their early 60s. And when Desecration announced the next song was A Cunt Full of Maggots, the look on their faces was absolutely priceless. Really, really funny memory for that is. But yeah, excellent death metal from these guys. Definitely to pick up more of their stuff. Great riffage, great guttural vocals, pounding drums, superb death metal here from Wales in the UK. Desecration Cemetery Sickness is excellent stuff. On to a few records now. And the first thing I'm going to show is this. And this is Annihilator's Triple Threat. Now, the reason I'm showing it in this polyline in the sleeve is because this album came in the worst packaging I've ever received. All it turned up in was this flimsy cardboard sleeve. No inner or anything. Just came in that. Absolutely shocking packaging. But a decent album, it has to be said. This is a collection of all their sort of more mellow moments. I've done some ballads over the years. Reworked acoustically. Here's the picture disc. Looks fantastic. Sounds okay. There's some surface noise, as usual with picture discs. But you know what you're going to get. And yeah, this is a decent release, it has to be said. I got the CD when it first came out ages ago. But great tracks on this, like Sounds Good to Me and Phoenix Rising, which are both originally from the Set the World on Fire album, which is really good. Bad Child's great, Snake in the Grass, Crystal Ann, Fantastic Things, Stonewall, the acoustic version of that, which is quite interesting. In the Blood. Good stuff from Annihilator, but absolutely shocking packaging. Up next, a nice OG thrash metal score from a UK band here. Absolutely love this stuff. I didn't actually know about this album, to be fair. So let's have a look at it right now. And it is Slammer and their Nightmare Scenario album from 1991, which is really, really good. Excellent stuff. Right, sorry about that, guys. Fucking Amazon Alexa going off in the background. Like I was saying, this is Slammer and their Nightmare Scenario album from 1991. An album that I didn't even know was out, or existed, I should say. I picked up their debut and the same seller had this, and I was completely unaware of it. And I put in the minimum bid and I won it. Very, very pleased to grab this. Not easy to come by. Not in the best condition, but the record play's absolutely fine. It's just on good old black vinyl. Excellent UK thrash from these guys. Love the first album, and this one is just as good. Yeah, not an easy album to find, it has to be said. But great tracks just like In the Name of God, Just Another Massacre. Architect of Pain. Great thrash from here in the UK. Yeah, lucky to grab this because it's not easy to come by. But it's excellent stuff, and I'm really pleased to have it in the collection. Like I say, it's a little bit battered, the sleeve is, but the record is in absolutely phenomenal condition, so it's all good. Up next is Slipknot's debut from 1999. When it comes to Slipknot, I'm all about the first two albums. I like All Hope Is Gone as well, but for the majority of their discography, I don't care for. I think the stuff they put out these days is shit, basically. They were much better back in their earlier days for me. This is a superb album. Something that does stick out in my mind about this album often, a lot of the time, gets called new metal. And I absolutely don't understand why anyone says that this is a new metal album. It sounds nothing like new metal. Basically, if this wasn't produced by Ross Robinson, no one would be saying that this is a new metal album. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's one of their most pissed off and brutal, and it's just a great listen. I listened to it tons when it came out back in 1999. Sick, Eyeless, Wait and Bleed, great track. Surfacing is brilliant. Spit It Out, probably my favourite Slipknot song. Absolutely phenomenal. Liberate's a great track. Prosthetics, Scissors, stuff like that. Corey Taylor's vocals on this are great. Sounds really pissed off. The guitars of Mick Thompson and Jim Root sound really, really good. The late great Joey Jordison on the drums does a fantastic job behind the kit. Of course, the late great Paul Gray on the bass as well has also passed away. Excellent album. Not fucking new metal in the slightest. Don't know why anyone thinks it sounds like a new metal album. It doesn't sound anything like new metal. Slipknot's debut from 1999. I span constantly on the CD when I picked it up back in the day. I'm glad to finally get it on vinyl. And here it is. Kind of a sort of a cream colour with some very sort of red sort of splattering in it, which you can't see massively, but that's because it's quite sparse. You know, there's not a lot in there. But great album from these guys. Shame I don't make them like this anymore. I've listened to their last few on Spotify, and I think they're shit. They're much, much better back in the earlier days with this and Iowa. Brilliant album, this. Not fucking near metal in the slightest. An excellent release. Great stuff from Slipknot. It's a shame I don't make them like this anymore. And last up to date is an album that's not easy to come by at all, it has to be said. And really happy to have this. Originals are very, very hard to come by. When they do turn up, they're bloody expensive. And this reissue, to be honest, isn't easy to come by either. But thankfully, I found it on eBay not too long ago and picked this up. Absolutely love it. It's Malevolent Creation and the Ten Commandments, their debut from 1991. An absolutely superb death metal album, fronted, of course, by the late great Brett Hoffman. Rest in peace. A superb death metal album here. Brilliant, brilliant stuff on this. Premature Burial is absolutely fantastic. Multiple Stab Wounds, great track. Thou Shalt Kill, another brilliant track. Decadence Within, Injected Suffrage, Malevolent Creation. A 10 out of 10 death metal album. This is perfect. Packed with excellent drums, great vocals, like I've already said, from Brett. The guitars in this is razor sharp, excellent riffing. Just a fantastic listen. No bad songs here at all. Just an absolutely solid death metal album, which I'm so glad to finally have in this collection, because it is so easy not to come by at all. Paid about 30 quid for this reissue. I did see an original press on eBay a while ago. It was like £125, and I ain't ever paying that for a record. But this reissue is in great condition, just on black vinyl, so I won't bother showing it. But it's absolutely fantastic death metal from Malevolent Creation. Their debut, The Ten Commandments from 1991, is a phenomenal album. Right, guys, that's it for today. Cheers for watching and hanging around to the end. Get in the comments section, let me know what you think about these pickups. Hit the like button in this video if you enjoy it. And if you're not subbed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you're a new subscriber, then thanks for checking the channel out. It's much appreciated. I'll be back with you soon. Not sure what I'm doing next, but look after yourselves, take care, and I'll catch you later. See ya.